Hello and welcome to the General Biology Hybrid course. I'm Dr. Pankew and I'll be your instructor for this course. We'll first meet in February, but before we meet I'd like to go through the course components because you have a lot of work to do before we meet on February the 13th. When you go onto Blackboard, you're going to open up to this course homepage, and on the left you can see these purple buttons, and on the purple buttons will have all of the important information that you need for the course. The first one I'd like to go through is course information. In the Course Information tab, you are going to find the syllabus. You're going to find a very important document that's called All the Due Dates, all in one place. So here's your syllabus. You can click on that and print it. And most importantly, I'd like you to click this, print it, and keep it close by. Every due date that you're going to have in the Bio 101 course is going to be on this document. Later this semester, when you take your midterm and also when you take your final, you're going to be using a program called Respondus Monitor. Respondus Monitor is going to require that you have a webcam and a microphone, and is going to record you while you are taking your exam. I know that sounds sort of creepy. I can see you while you're taking your exam, so do pay attention to what's behind you, what's going on in your room. You're also going to be asked to take your computer and show it around the room, as well as hold up some identification so we can show that it is you taking the exam and nobody else. I don't review the entire 60-minute exam. Instead, there are little snapshots that are taken, and if something looks suspicious, like you keep looking down into your lap, or you keep looking to the right, or I can hear somebody in the background shouting answers to the question, then we're going to have a discussion. Otherwise, I don't watch the entire video. But because you are going to be taking the midterm and the final remotely, it is important that you download this program to your computer. You may have already downloaded it if you had a course last semester, and that will work. If you have not, you are going to go over to the Course Technologies area, click on that, and there will be a link unique to BC3 that will allow you to download Respondus Monitor onto the computer that you will be using to take the midterm and the final. Respondus Monitor is not on the campus computers. There may be an option for you to come to the main campus to take your midterm and final, but the dates and times will be very restricted. If you find that you cannot find a computer that has a webcam and you won't be able to take it online, please discuss your options with me. There's a little quiz for you to take. It's not graded, but it's just to be sure that the webcam is working properly. It's not a requirement that you do this, but you really don't want to jump into the midterm and realize that you haven't downloaded Respondus correctly, because there is a specific due date for the midterm. You'll also find in this tab study guides for the midterm and the final. These are documents that you should open and print right away, especially the midterm. So as you are studying for Unit 1, you're also studying for the midterm. Also, at the bottom of this, you'll find the midterm and the final reviews. There will be questions that will come in here. The questions will only show up after you complete the unit exam. So once you finished Unit 1 exam, then all of the questions that could possibly be on the midterm are going to show up in here. The review questions allow you, they're going to take you to our companion website, which is called Connect, and you can take these exam reviews as many times as you would like. You can print from them. It's a good way for you to create a personalized study guide. The same thing will happen for the final exam. And then I have a document here on how to use your Smart Book. Okay. As far as the textbook in this course, you do not have to purchase a hard copy. If you feel fine using an ebook, you certainly may do that. The copy that we have at the bookstore is customized. It only has 13 chapters in it, 1 through 12, plus chapter 14. This book is about 1.5 years old, so you might be able to find the full version of the book for less of an expense than you would have to pay at the bookstore. So if you want to have a hard copy of the book, first try to get it used. Maybe you can find an edition of the book for sale somewhere else. It may have all 50 chapters in it. That really doesn't matter. or you may just find that the ebook is going to work fine for you. But one nice thing that Connect does offer is a free 2-week trial. So you can go in right away today and get into Connect and try that ebook and see if you like it. If you find that it's going just fine for you, then there really is no reason for you to buy a hard copy of the textbook. On the other hand, if you're like me and you like to have that hard copy of the textbook to flip through while you're doing work, certainly purchase a copy. So you've got a couple of weeks in order to figure that out. One word about the free 2-week trial is it does start right away at the beginning of the semester. So it doesn't mean 2 free weeks for you. It means 2 free weeks from the time that the first student signs up for the Connect course. You'll also be doing something called Learnsmart. Learnsmart is flashcards. It is a required component of the course, but it's an easy 100% if you do the work. It is 10% of your grade, so it's a great idea for you to get into Learnsmart. It helps you to learn. Really, though, it's called Learnsmart for a reason. There's a PDF file here that will tell you a little bit about how Learnsmart is graded. It's graded as percentage, so percent complete. If you get 100% complete, then you have 100 points out of 100. If you get 85% of it completed, then you get 85 points. We also have an academic honesty policy. This is the same one that you'll find in your student handbook. Right? So, from our course information tab, then we can go to the learning modules. The course is organized in 5 learning modules. Very slow computer today. You'll be completing the first learning module before you even meet me. Oh no, that's not quite true. You'll be almost completing it. Very slow. Okay, here we have Module 1. Module 1 has to be completed by February the 15th. We will meet the first time on February the 13th, so you'll have most of this completed by the time you meet me. The reading and the quizzes are going to be due by February the 14th, the Learnsmart assignments by February 14th, and the exam must be completed by February 15th. There are 3 chapters here, so you'll be doing 3 Learnsmarts. You'll be doing a number of quizzes, several for each chapter, and finally you'll be taking an exam. So let's take a look in here. Hopefully it'll open up quickly. Right. So this first learning module, there are 28 days. There are 11 section quizzes and 3 Learnsmart assignments. Each module is going to tell you how much work you have to do and how many days you have to do it in. There are learning outcomes. You can click on this folder and find out what they are. They're actually taken right from your textbook, so you'll find those at the outset of each chapter. There are also some PowerPoint presentations. Some students like to print those and take notes on them. There are also videos to watch. I really do recommend watching these videos because you don't have the benefit of hearing lectures because you're taking an internet class. So these videos, and there aren't too many per chapter, are recorded by Paul Anderson. He's an award-winning teacher out of Bozeman, Montana. He's a high school teacher, and he teaches biology and anatomy and physiology, and he has very accessible videos. They're very easy to understand. And he has a lot of good graphics with them, and most students have always really liked Dr. Anderson's videos. So you can see that they're really not very long. This one's 10 minutes. You've got a characteristics of life, the classification of life, etc. And it really does help you to understand some of the concepts. Cycles of matter, energy transfer, the scientific method, they're all on a given topic. Back to Module 1. You can see I'm following the breadcrumb trails across the top of Blackboard. That's the best way to go back to another page rather than using your back button. So Chapter 1 has assignments. There are 3 section quizzes, and they're going to be completed on the Connect site. And then Learnsmart is also going to be found in here. So let's go to the Connect website. The best way to get to Connect is to go right through the links that are in Blackboard. So you'll see here LS. LS means Learnsmart. That will take you right into the ebook. And then you've got the section quizzes. The section quizzes will take you directly to the quiz in Connect. You don't need Respondus Monitor for this. It's going to take you directly to the quiz. Each student is going to get a slightly different quiz because it is taken from a pool of questions. These are mostly 15-point quizzes. They are timed. There's a 15-minute time limit on them, and you may take them twice. So I would suggest that you take the quiz the first time, and then you study again, read the chapter, read that section 1.1, and then take the quiz a second time. Being able to take it a second time allows you to maximize your points. I'm going to go right here to Learnsmart, launch Learnsmart for you. This is going to take us, I hope, directly to the ebook. You may get asked to launch it. Now you can either purchase directly from Connect. So the first time you click on this, you can certainly do that free trial. If you purchase a code from the bookstore, you can enter the code. Again, I would hold on to it. Just try that free trial first. Don't open anything that is shrink wrapped. Once it's shrink wrapped, the bookstore is very picky about taking it back. And once you get into Connect and decide what you want to do, either purchase the directly from McGraw-Hill, or you can purchase your access code from the bookstore. Financial aid may dictate how you are going to do that. And why aren't we seeing what we're supposed to see here? There we go. Now, when I get in here, it's a little bit different than you will, so I'm going to preview this as a student, so you'll see what it looks like when you get into Connect. When you go into Learnsmart from the Blackboard website, it's going to take you right into your Smart Book. Now, if you don't want it to do that, I'll show you how to change it. Let's say you have a hard copy of the book and you don't want to read it online. I apologize for my slow computer. I think I have a slow internet connection. We've been having some trouble with television the last couple of days. There we go. So the Smart Book is going to come up. It's going to load eventually. The Smart Book is completely interactive. There it comes. The authors of the textbook have decided what the most important information is. So when you get into the Smart Book, you'll see that some of the text is dimmed, other text is highlighted, and the highlighted text is considered to be the most important text in the textbook. You can undim or highlight the information that you want. You can even have your own highlighter and highlight the information that's in the textbook yourself. So it's really interactive. It could also be slow because a lot of students are starting their semesters. Okay. So here you have the table of contents. Chapter 14, they're already telling me that I'm behind. So it's going to give you a little kick in the butt. And on the left side, this may or may not come up when you open up your Smart book. But you can see these three little lines here. The three little lines might be horizontal, and if they're horizontal, that's collapse the menu. Boy, this is slow today. There we go. So, you see the three small lines here? This is taking me to chapter 11 because probably that's the last place that I stopped when I looked at it. You can go back to the beginning. But let's take a look at these three little lines that are up here because this is an important place to start. Maybe. There we go. All right. So you can go to the table of contents in the textbook. You can read, and it will take you back, like I said, where you left off the last time. You can also see that there's a lot of this text that is dim. Table of contents takes you back to the table of contents of the textbook, maybe. But there are two important things that I want to show you here. One is down at the bottom. It says practice. The other one was the one that said practice on this menu. So here we see the the table of contents. You're going to start with chapter 1, and you're going to be reading through chapter 1, and as you read through chapter 1, you get to the second and the third page, there will be flashcards that pop up on the screen. The flashcards are Learnsmart. Learnsmart is a required assignment in this class. So you're going to complete all of the flashcards. And the way Learnsmart works is if you miss questions, you don't understand topics, then you'll be asked questions again around that same topic. And the program will keep asking you questions, and sometimes you'll think, why on earth does it keep asking me these questions? Especially if you go away for a day or two and then you come back. And if you go away, then Learnsmart assumes that you've forgotten something. You have. So it will ask you some more questions about that same topic. So practice is where you are going to get to Learnsmart. And also down here is the tutorial on how to use the Smart book. So let's click on practice and hope we can get to Learnsmart without too much of a pause. There we go. So here we have one of the flashcards. The flashcards might have multiple choice, they might have labeling, and this first question says, the scientific study of life is known as, oh, I know what that is. Scientific study of life is known as biology. Biology, got to spell it right there. All right, and now you want to assess, did you know that? Did you think you knew it? You were unsure, and then underneath my face here it says no idea. Right? Also, if you have no clue or you want to go and read about it in the book, you can do this. Now, if you have a hard copy of the book and you don't want to start with reading through the textbook, you certainly can just go right to this practice and do Learnsmart. So I know this answer, and it's great. It says okay. My answer is correct. If I think there's something wrong with it, I can challenge it. So that's going to send information to McGraw-Hill. It's not going to change your score. Okay. True or false? Organization is a characteristic shared by all living things. It is true. I know it. Okay. So you continue to work through these. Here this asks you to place these in their proper order, so you can put ecosystem on the top, community. Okay, I think that looks good, but I'm really not sure, so I'm going to click on that. Are you satisfied with the order? I'm going to submit it. Oh, your answer is incorrect. I got them all wrong. So this might be a good time that you want to go and read about this. Okay. On the bottom, you also can see that you have 38 items left. So this means that there are 38 flashcards left in here. That doesn't mean just flip through 38 of them and you're done. You'll have to get 38 of them right. Okay. Now you see this recharge button. Once you've completed the Learnsmart to 100%, and let's say you'd like to review for your first exam or you want to review for your midterm, you certainly can go back to recharge and it will set up the Learnsmart for you again and you can flip through it again. You also see here in My Reports. My Reports is going to tell you the completion of your Learnsmart assignments. That's also going to show up in your grade book, and I'll show you in a moment how we're going to get there. Okay, so let's see if we can get back here. Go back to Blackboard. Now you'll also be taking quizzes. When you click on the quiz, it will take you to the Connect website, and that's the quizzes that you will have 2 opportunities to take each quiz. The exams will also be taken right here on the Connect website, and guess what? The exam questions are going to be like the quiz questions. Okay, so we've got Chapter 3 videos to watch. You have Chapter 3 assignments, and then we've got Module 1 exam. All right. Module 1 exam can be accessed simply by clicking here. I believe there's a 60-minute time limit on the module exams, and there's only 1 attempt. So when you open up the module exam, which is due February the 15th, and everything in this class, the due date is going to be 11:59 p.m. So that is at the very end of the day that it is due. So you'll be doing most of this before I even meet you on February the 13th. You'll also be working on some labs. So let's go to the Lab tab. Some of the labs that you complete are going to be with Learnsmart labs. So they're virtual labs. And then the labs we do in person, of course, you'll be actively involved in. So in our Lab tab, you can see the syllabus. I would recommend printing that so you know what's going on for lab. You also find all the due dates in that document, all the due dates all in one place. There's another video, so I'm not going to go through the Learnsmart labs with you. There's another video here that you can watch as to how Learnsmart labs are going to be done. The students, this is the second time I'm trying this. The students last semester liked the Learnsmart labs. They're the type of activity where you have to spend some time doing it. You can do it to perfection. So there's 25 points for each of these labs, and you can just keep working on it until you get the 25 points. So then you'll be taking lab quizzes. There is a lab quiz associated with every lab, whether it's a virtual lab or an in-person lab. The dates for these labs can be found right here, and the lab quiz links are all going to be in this folder, and they will take you again to the Connect website. So you can see how important Connect is in this course. So you're paying a lot of money for it, I know, so you are going to be using it. Right? So the first Learnsmart lab you're going to be doing is the scientific method. The links in the folder are going to take you to that website. That one is due January the 29th. Then you're going to be playing around with a pill bug. are several pill bugs virtually and designing an experiment with pill bugs, collecting data and analyzing the data. There's some additional videos on here to help you understand the concepts. And there's a PDF file that you have to submit. This is the only lab you have to submit a sort of lab report. The lab itself will generate the PDF. You just have to save it to your computer and upload it. Why don't I show you what that looks like, since we won't be meeting before you do this. All right. So this is just a document that tells you a little bit about the scientific method. Your Learnsmart lab, so it just has an L there. That's going to take you right to the Learnsmart lab. Once you generate that PDF file of the lab reports at the end of doing this Learnsmart lab, come back to Blackboard, click right here. Make sure you've saved it to your computer. Once you click here, it's going to open up a page with a browse box. You'll just submit it via that browse box. Before you work on this lab, make sure you understand graphing, so you'll want to read Mr. Anderson's information on how to do a graph. Excuse me here. Put that down. And there's some other videos here on independent versus dependent variables. And it's very important information because we will be designing experiments and carrying them out this semester. Let's go back here to lab. Second lab you'll be working on before we meet is going to be on metric measurements. So again, you're going to be completing a Learnsmart lab where you're going to just use your computer to measure certain things, to understand the metric system, grams, milliliters, centimeters, etc. Those two will be completed before you come to the Cranberry lab on February the 13th. And then on February the 13th, in this folder, I have some files for you to read. You don't have to print them. I'll provide them for you. Please wear closed-toed shoes to lab when you come on February the 13th, and to all labs. Of course, it's cold outside, so it's not too hard to remember to wear closed-toed shoes. As we get closer to springtime, students really don't want to wear their closed-toed shoes. You have to have them, and if you don't wear closed-toed shoes, there's a Walmart very close by to our Cranberry lab. You'll have to leave and purchase a pair of closed-toed shoes. On our February 13th lab, exercise 4 we're going to be doing, which is a microscopic tour of the kingdoms. So you've got some information that you should look at before you come to lab to be prepared. Some videos for you to watch, the file that you're going to read, and then we're also going to be doing an exercise on the properties of water. And once again here, the file for you to read. I will bring printed copies for you. And then there's a video to watch on the properties of water. I hope I've explained this for you, and I apologize about the slowness of my computer. I'm looking forward to meeting you all on February the 13th. If you have any questions before then, please feel free to email me. I check my email every day, several times a day, even on weekends, so I will most likely get back to you very quickly. Especially in the beginning of the semester, I know this is a bit of a panic, all the things that you have to learn how to do. So I will be watching that you're getting things done. If I don't see that you're online and you're not getting things done, you're going to hear from me first via email and then probably through the counselors if you aren't getting things done. Certainly if you are having problems, please contact me. If you're having computer problems, any kind of problems, we have all sorts of resources available and on the campus to help you. I wish you the very best this semester. I'm looking forward to meeting you on February the 13th. Bye.